Hello everyone, I'm Richard Gon of Back to Live podcast version. And first of all, this time, I'm recording this episode, taking care of my own children. So maybe you may hear the sounds or the voices of my children. So please forgive that. Please forgive that point. And you know, first of all, and so this time, the title is urethral sound. It takes I'm sorry. So which is about as you see the title, the topic is about urethral sounding, but of course main target of this episode is not just urethral sounding. Urethral sounding is just an example, and as you see the title, the title is it takes time to insert a finger into urethra of penis, which is the title of this episode. And why I wrote this title is because it takes time to, as I don't know whether you know, but it takes time to be able to insert a finger into urethra of penis. For example, so to enable first of all, the meaning of urethral sounding is maybe most of you know that urethral sounding is the action to insert thin stick or thin bar or into a urethra of penis. Such action is called urethral sounding, and I will tell you again. The meaning of urethral sounding is to insert a thin bar or thin stick or stick-like stuff or bar-like stuff into a urethra of male penis, which is that action is called urethral sounding. And to reach a finger is sort of thick stuff for the diameter or the size of urethra, which is pee hole. Comparing the size between pee hole, the diameter of pee hole and the diameter of finger. Finger is far thicker than urethra. But some penises can accept a human finger, and maybe inserting just one finger is enough for a penis. So, but to reach that level, it's necessary to start from the thinner sticks. Like what I'd like to tell you is that maybe some people who can accept a finger in the penises have begun from for example from thinner stuff. For example, typical example is swab or cotton swab. Might be a start of urethral sounding or urethral expansion. Maybe urethral expansion is necessary to reach the level on which for example, if you are a man, you can accept a finger into your own urethras. One finger for a penis is enough size. It's enough level for insertion of finger into penis. And those who can accept a finger may have begun thinner stuff, and they may have started maybe for example from the insertion of cotton swab. And next part is an instrument which is as thick as a chopstick. Maybe such the starts of insertion have to be thinner things like cotton swab and other things like for example chopsticks are fine for using urethral insertion if they are sterilized or if those chopsticks are clean enough. And of course, in some cases, ballpoint pens or pens are inserted into human urethras, or the urethras of men. So what I'm talking about is the urethras of penises or urethras of men, not the urethras of women. I'm not talking about urethras, the urethras of women. So anyway, men start from thinner stick-like stuff. So considering which, it takes time to expand the diameter, or expand the size of the urethras of penises, like which things take time, which is what I like to tell you this time. Of course, so for another example is another example is blog monetization, and it takes time to monetize blog. It's possible to just to launch a blog, and it's possible to apply for pasting advertisements onto the blogs you have just created, but it takes time to gather viewers or visitors into the blogs you created, like which blog monetization takes time. And another example is YouTube monetization. It's easier to just to create a channel, but it takes time to monetize YouTube, as you know, because to monetize a YouTube channel, the channel needs to get 1,000 or more subscribers, or more than 1,000 subscribers, and another condition is that the videos in the channels have to be played for consecutive 4,000 hours, which are, and of course still other conditions are like those videos have to be decent stuff. Maybe for example dangerous movies, dangerous videos can't be uploaded into the channel. So my child is speaking out something. My child is murmuring. Anyway, so what matters is that things take time, and this is an example of online monetizing online stuff, which is an example taking time. And so the typical one which is more familiar to you is human relationships. Building up or constructing human relationships is difficult, and it's really badly said, it's really a time consuming. It's necessary to create good friendships. It takes years to create great friendships. Of course, some people can get, or some people can make good friends, or some people can make good buddies. Just for example, for a moment, some people can create such kinds of friendships with your own buddies, or with your own great friends. But in most cases, it's necessary to take time. But it's necessary to take, for example, it's necessary to take years to create good human relationships with, for example, with your great friends, or with your buddies. And this is about friendships, but the human relationships with family is another difficult example. And it takes years to create good or fruitful relationships with the members of of the same family, it takes years to create. It's necessary to take years to create relationships with your partners, for example, and it takes years to create relationships with your own children, for example, if you have children, and it might take years to create good relationships with. It might take years to create, relationships with your own parents. So which is like I said, it's necessary. It's difficult to create, human relationships, and creating human relationships takes time, which is what I'd like to tell you. And like which, there are many things, taking times, or taking long time, or taking years to create, which is what I'd like for you to know. And so as I going back to the title, the title says, it takes time to insert a finger into urethra of penis, but not only urethral sounding, but also monetizations and human relationships take time to create, or to raise in a fruitful form. Raising to a fruitful form is about human relationships, which is what I'd like to tell you. And of course, monetizing blogs and YouTubes is monetization. Blogs and YouTubes take time, but so monetizing itself might be easier, because it might be easily possible to create, for example, $1 for a month. But nobody can survive with a $1 a month. So to change your own lives, it takes time, or it might take years to change your own life, which is what I'd like you to know. That's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you.